Emily Chase. I'm the Exhibitions and Curatorial Coordinator for the Prison Creative Arts Project. And here we are at the 29th Annual Exhibition of Artists in Michigan Prisons. This is the opening reception and the first time that the public has seen all the artwork together. I've spent tons of time with each piece, and I know them all really well. And it's really exciting to see everybody interact with them and respond to them.
My name is James Tinker, longtime PCAP participant. First time I actually get to come to the show, and I was in prison, incarcerated for 8.5 years, and this is actually the first show I've been to where some of my art is in the exhibit, so I'm kind of happy to see that. After looking around, though, I've noticed that this piece right here is probably my favorite piece. It's called Chinatown by Robert Tate, and just the attention to detail in it is phenomenal. To see the brake lights coming off the street and just the depth and perception you have, isn't it? Awesome job, Mr. Tate. Keep it up. I appreciate it.
My name's Rod. I'm an artist. I just got out of prison a month ago, and I've been involved for 4 or 5 years working with PCAP, and it was a really fun time. Yeah, it was just a great experience. It was nice to see the people year after year, and once they started to recognize my art, and we built relationships, and I enjoyed it. Now I'm out on this side, and it looks so much better from it here.
I've been a part of PCAP for years, and I just got back reconnected with PCAP, and now I get a chance to actually visit for the first time an art exhibition.
I've been a member of PCAP for about 25 years, so I was actually an artist at one time, sold work through here. Now I'm on the linkage committees and the linkage community. So yeah, we're going to have linkage is really going to extend and do a bunch of community work with incarcerated artists too.
My daughter's father has been incarcerated since 2011. My favorite piece here is this. The artist, Sybil Paget, has done 2 pieces with the pressed flowers. I love flowers in general, just represent hope to me. They represent that life is always blooming, even after the darkness, after winter, spring always comes. I love the pressed flowers here. Echinacea itself also. There's a specific kind of healing called working with flower essences, and echinacea is one that works with trauma, and it helps to release trauma. So that's what I'm loving about this. But when I first saw this, my daughter and I didn't know what Hebrews 13:3 meant, and once I read it, I actually started crying. So I'd like to share a little bit about what Hebrews 13:3 is, because Sybil put it on both pieces of their artwork. Hebrews 13:3 urges believers to remember those in prison as if they were in prison with them, and to remember those who are mistreated as if they were suffering themselves. So just being here in this space with everybody and having this reminder that we really are all one, that they're on the inside, we're out here, but we're all together and we're in it together. I needed that reminder, and it really helps me tap into the empathy and the shared compassion and the shared humanity of this entire art experience.
I found out about the PCAP art show because I'm a poet. It's been featured with the PCAP Lit Review. So we use the poetry and the arts to go hand in hand. This is one of my paintings that I like. It's called Roots Run Deep. And the reason why I like it because it sees that he's on a journey. He's learning, he's growing, and he's figuring things out.
I've worked at PCAP for 4 years now. I'm really excited for today. This is my favorite piece. It's called A Flower Tower by Michael Verslaes. I met him while he was inside. He made this piece to represent the folks that have passed away from drug abuse. He is in a rehabilitation program inside, and so he would make flowers, he'd make roses for anybody that he knew that passed away.
Nora Krynitsky. I am the director of the Prison Creative Arts Project, which means I get to support all of our amazing programs, meet with all of our artists inside, get to know their work. One of my absolute favorite pieces in the show is this one, Colorblind Transcended. I love how imaginative this piece is. I love the depth of color. I love the abstraction. There are so many things that really speak to me about this piece, and I had the pleasure of getting to talk to this artist, hear about his practice, and it just means so much to get to see his work here in the gallery tonight.
My name's Johnny Van Patten. I was a member of PCAP Artist Show for 9 years running while I was in the inside, and I've been involved with Linkage ever since I got out in 2017. And I look forward to this event every year. It's kind of interesting being on both sides of it because I remember not knowing what this was about and not being able to see it. And then, you know, every year the little CD or DVD would come out and we'd all be rushing to the TV to see who was there and, you know, who's got what out there. My personal favorite was always Martin Vargas. Now coming here every year and being a part of it with PCAP and Linkage, seeing everything on this side, it's amazing. And we've been watching the art just get better and better and better. So these guys are teaching each other on the inside, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It just keeps getting better. I'm amazed at some of the work that's in here, and I don't impress easy, especially when it comes to portraits. I'm a portrait artist, and there's some guys in here that are really doing their things.
Hello, everyone. How are we today? Thank you so much for coming out to the 29th Annual Exhibition of Artists in Michigan Prisons. This is so exciting to see you all here. Sorry for the delay in starting. My name is Maddie Levy. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Prison Creative Arts Project. I have been running around trying to get everything together for this opening ceremony today, and so it's so nice to see faces and people to talk to. I'm going to introduce the PCAP director, Nora Krynitsky, who's going to give us some opening remarks. Claps for Nora.
Thank you so much, Maddie, and thank you everyone for being here this evening. Like Maddie said, my name is Nora Krynitsky. I'm the director of the Prison Creative Arts Project, and I am so thrilled to welcome you all to the 29th Annual Exhibition of Artists in Michigan Prisons. This year's show features 772 works of art by 538 artists. Let's give them a round of applause. In the gallery, you will see work by artists who are incarcerated in every prison in the Michigan Department of Corrections. And you will also see, for the first time ever, artists who are incarcerated at FCI Milan, the only federal prison in Michigan. We're so glad to be able to include those artists this year and lucky to see their work in the gallery. The PCAP annual exhibition is a huge feat. It takes many, many hands and really is a year-round project. So I want to thank all of our PCAP staff, faculty, students, volunteers who traveled to prison to meet with artists, to talk to them about their work, who helped to prepare the art that you saw in the gallery this evening, who helped to hang it, who are here volunteering, helping this event run so smoothly. Thank you all so much for everything you've done to make tonight a smashing success. Tonight, as is our tradition, we will hear remarks from a number of returning artists and writers who have participated in PCAP programs and who are now here with us in the free world. First, we are in for a special treat. We will hear a performance from our Out of the Blue Prison Outreach Choir. Out of the Blue is a choir comprised of students at the University of Michigan who travel to 2 to 3 prisons each semester and perform for the folks inside. It is such a pleasure to get to see one of their rare free world performances tonight, and I'm so happy to have you all with us. So with that, I will welcome the choir up here onto the stage.
Thank you so much, Nora, and thank you everyone for having us here. My name is Laura. I'm the director of Out of the Blue, and as the students are finding their places here, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the 2 songs we're going to sing for you this evening. First, we will be singing an arrangement of Will the Circle Be Unbroken, which is a hymn tune that has existed in many forms, but we will be singing an arrangement by J. David Moore. And after that, we will be singing an arrangement of the gospel hymn, Precious Lord, which was Martin Luther King's favorite hymn. Halia Jackson sang it at his funeral, and has often been used in civil rights contexts during the civil rights era and since then. And that arrangement will be by Arnold Sevier. So this is Out of the Blue.
let's hear another round of applause for that incredible performance. Thank you to Out of the Blue. One of the absolute highlights of our annual opening night program is getting to hear from artists, from writers who have come home and are here with us now in the free world. So I have the privilege of getting to introduce our speakers tonight. Let me turn the microphone over first to Rodney Berger.
Hi, everybody. My name's Rod. I'm an artist, and I did recently leave prison, so life's going real well. A lot of excitement. Thanks for the music. That was kind of exciting. I definitely wouldn't want to do that, but this I can do. So I've been doing art since I can remember, since I was a kid, and that's been the one thing that I've stuck with over the years. Been in a fair amount of trouble, but the art, that's just been what I do. And it was great while in prison to work with PCAP, and there's a lot of prisoner advocate groups, but PCAP, they came into prison and met with us, and you could tell that was quite valuable to a lot of people. A lot of folks in there, they may not necessarily get visits or have much connection with the outside world, so that was a bright light. And they welcomed me out with just all sorts of cool stuff. I've been doing a lot of fun stuff in the last month. It's been 30 days, and so far I've installed some art in one place in Lansing. Have some artwork on display here tonight. Just started writing with a local paper. That's been pretty cool. And what else? I just got to thank everybody involved for putting this on, and my mom's here also tonight. Rick, they've been coming for the past few years while I was stuck in there, and it's pretty great. So thanks to everyone, and I look forward to doing this again.
Thank you so much for those words, Rodney. We're so happy to have you here tonight. Our next speaker is Cruz Jelks. Come on up, Cruz.
How y'all doing? Hey, it's a lot of people. It's good to see y'all. My name is Cruz. I served 15 and a half years in prison. I went in when I was 17. Got home at the age of 33. And I'm 34 right now. I've been out a year and a month today. I think being here, being able to speak on this is it shows me I'm just learning to have gratitude, because I think when you try to reacclimate yourself into society, you can be real hard on yourself, because when you're sitting in there and you're basically in this incubator, thinking all day, dreaming all day of things you want to manifest when you get home, and then you get home and the manifestation process is a process. So it takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, and it takes patience in order for the things in your mind to actually come into fruition. So that could be a frustrating process, to say the least. And when you have all these ideas, you dream of them being almost cartoonish and instantly happening for you. You know what I mean? And when they don't, you face with you find yourself at a crossroads, faced with a decision to either continue to push forward or kind of let it go and abandon your dreams or, your goals. So just having gratitude and showing myself that grace and just knowing how favored I was to be able to get a second opportunity is something that I'm working on right now. Going in at 17, I think I submerged myself in art. My thing is poetry and hip hop. Those are my platforms that actually gave me the opportunity to not be so antisocial. I think I've always dealt with extreme emotions, just that polarity of going from one extreme to the next. And what the art did for me was allow me to convey that in a way that wasn't so abrasive, because the emotion itself has always been raw and very abrasive. So yeah, the art gave me a chance to actually embody that passion and that anger and that just whatever emotion it was, and actually make it presentable so it wasn't so offensive. So yeah, and a lot of the time while I was incarcerated, I've always felt like an outcast in pretty much every environment I was in since I was born. So the art allowed me to integrate myself with everybody and actually feel like I was a part of something once I shared it and it was felt. I always wanted to be felt more than anything. Felt more than heard, felt more than seen. I wanted to be felt. I wanted to resonate with you on an emotional level. I think that's where a lot of the transformation happens for us, where we're able to actually make the connection. If you could feel me, then I believe I've moved you in a way. So that's what the art served as for me. Coming home, it's more of the same. I build a lot of my connections because of my faith in my artwork or in my abilities. So I meet people. It's always awkward for me, especially coming from years of being in an institution that kind of promotes solitude and fear a lot. So you spend a lot of time scared, incarcerated. You know, whether we are able to admit it or not, it's a fear of being your authentic self, because we subscribe, just like in any institution, school, anything. We tend to subscribe to different notions of how we're supposed to present ourselves or how we're supposed to be, instead of just being us. You know what I mean? And you don't see that nowhere more than you see it in prison. So to be your authentic self could be looked at as soft and actually be a threat to your life. We all done seen every prison show there is on A&E. We done seen so many depictions of the prison life, and while a lot of it is stretched, it's I think the facade is what's true about it. You know what I mean? The image that we get lost in. So yeah, coming home, I'm working to transition from that process. PCAP I actually got in tune with PCAP about maybe 2 years before I came home. I think a long time during my sentence, I didn't know if I was gonna make it home. I tell my family that a lot. They weren't able to make it. My family was another huge support system. I want that to be known. My family was there for me from 17 to 34, all the way through. I was a baby when I left in their eyes, and I still am in a lot of ways. So yeah, they were there for me, visits, all that. That was a big part of my me making it through. But like I was saying, PCAP had came along towards the end of my sentence. And at first, I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I knew it was gonna be women that came up there to see us. And so, when you doing time in prison and all you're around is men all day, any opportunity to be around women, we taking it, we seize in the moment. So yeah, I knew it was gonna be women there, sign me up, period. So that was the initial thought process going over there. So, but once we got over there and you realize cause I'm a pretty good judge of character, so you know, in engaging them, you realize like, wait a minute, they might be genuinely trying to create a community over here. You know what I mean? So then you kind of like beat yourself up for even having your intent, because you know I'm talking about my own thoughts. You know, so my intent was to be around the women. Then you get over there like, wait, they really trying to build community. Let me rechannel my moral compass a little bit, and you know what I mean? Actually go to this for the right reasons. But yeah, as I continued to go over there, I became a part of the community and actually was able to share myself again, to share my art, to share my, you know, who I was, and they just had a genuine acceptance to them. You know what I mean? That's so important. That's another thing that we don't get a lot of in prison is acknowledgement, being seen for something other than that 6-digit number. So that was the biggest thing that PCAP offered me, a community that allowed me to be seen. Everything from just calling me by my first name. I went by Jokes on the inside a lot. Hey, Jokes. You know, even anybody that got to know me that was a part of administration, they call you Jokes. Jokes, come here. Jokes, Jokes, Jokes. So to be called Cruz, you know, it threw me off a lot just coming over there, but just to be called by my first name again, it was a reminder, like, and it was exactly what I needed as I went through the transition to coming home. You know what I'm saying? To be called by my first name again, to be recognized again, to know, like, yeah, you really about to re-enter society, like you're gonna matter again. You know what I mean? And so they served me well in there for that reason. And then when I got home, I met a ton of people just from being involved with them. You know what I mean? They allowed me to give my first performance, my spoken word performance. We was downtown Ann Arbor. I think Sarah said it was the art fair? Yeah, the art fair downtown Ann Arbor. That was my first time actually doing my poetry live for audience. We were outside, and it was like I had been home for like maybe 3-4 months. So they gave me that opportunity, and then I met some wonderful guys. My man's over here, D Walls. I met him. You know, we did some music together. But just the connections, you know what I mean, and the resources I gathered from them it was priceless. It still is. You know what I mean? So I appreciate them for recognizing me at a time where I needed to know that I mattered. Even though I did internally, you know what I mean? That's what kind of got me through. I knew my value, but it's one thing to say it to yourself and to be acknowledged, outwardly, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a person who not that social, you know what I mean? I got a big personality when it comes to performing and stuff like that, but just a one-on-one, I'm a crab, you know what I mean? So yeah, I needed that, I really did. So I appreciate them, and I appreciate the role that they played in my life, and I appreciate you guys for hearing me out. So yeah, thank you.
Please help me welcome James Tinker. James.
Tell you what, you guys were a lot less scary when I was sitting over there, that's for sure. 2.5 months out of prison, they're like, here, microphone, 200 people, go for it. But my name is James Tinker. I've just been out of prison for the last 2.5 months. I've been part of PCAP for 6-7 years now, something like that. So this is the first time I get to come to the exhibit. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. And walking around watching everyone look at the art and buying art and everything, you guys have no idea how much fulfilling that is to someone who's actually put art in and have you guys look at their art like that. It's a phenomenal feeling. Thank you guys, okay? And, one more thing, give one more round of applause for all these guys from PCAP. They're amazing. The effort they put in is so much, it's crazy. And I was told to talk about my creative process. I have no creative process. I see things, I do things, and that's how it works. That's all there is to it for me. But I want to talk about how art was for me being incarcerated. I've always been kind of articulate and pretty detailed about things. Being a military guy and everything, we seem to just be that way. But once I got to prison, I found out I needed to find something to do my time. 10 years is a long time to do. And I found this art form called quilling. It's a folded paper art. Some of you guys might have seen it out there. And I found out it's more than just something to do. It's a way to totally escape. Any kind of art process you see these people do in prison, anywhere else, it's not that they're just not putting things out to do things. It's their escape from the monotony of prison itself. It can take you away 1,000,000 miles away, and it's one of the greatest things I ever found in my life. And as far as PCAP goes, all these people coming into prisons, seeing us, doing the things they do, putting in the effort. I've made some good friends with these people, and it's a joy to see them all. One other organization I'd like to mention is the Linkage Program. It's also part of PCAP. I understand they're moving on to themselves, which is a good thing. But phenomenal people doing phenomenal things, phenomenal program. So if you can, look into it. And anyone in prison that's still there doing your art, look into the Linkage Program. Hope you enjoy PCAP. It's a great thing to do. And I appreciate all you guys coming out. I'm glad to have talked to you. You all have a good night.
All right. please help me welcome our final speaker, Nick Orozco.
It's good enough. All right, you can hear me? All right, my name's Nick. Let's see, I got out of prison October 2023. I did 9 years. I'm kind of from the Detroit area, went to school here. And let's see, when I first got to prison, I was 33. I went to the Michigan Reformatory, it was level 4. When I got there, I saw the flyer on the wall for PCAP. I didn't have much, but I had a pen and a paper, and so I made a little drawing and submitted it, and it sold. And I was like, man, that's wild. I've been doing art my whole life. You know, I did painting with my grandmother when I was younger, and like, it's always been a part of me, but I never had, kind of what these guys were talking about, like I never had that validation. I never had, you know, people always liked my stuff, but I didn't sell anything. So that was just a mind blow right there. So I kept doing it. And I think I did it every year. And man, it just provided a whole lot in there. And I learned a lot about myself, doing different things. I started out drawing, then I did a sculpture, then I started painting, and now I still paint, which is great. But when I got out of prison, I had some art that I had submitted that didn't get into the show. And fortunately, I went looking for it because I went on the campus and tried to find this art. I got connected with the PCAP people who then told me about linkage. And that was a trip. And so I was like these guys, but when I came here last year for the art show, I had a hood on, I had a mask on, I didn't let anyone see who I was because I wasn't sure if I was gonna let people see me, ever. And it blew my mind what people were looking at the art and they were saying like these wonderful things. You know, all these like positive judgments that I didn't have about myself, and surely like these people didn't have about themselves. And so it messed me up. Like, and so the PTSD that I was experiencing like tripled down. But thanks to like PCAP like working with me, because even when I went to get my art, I ran into the police at E Squad and they were like trying to stretch me out. And it was messed up. But you know, time passes and things get better. And it wouldn't have got better if there was something to engage with. And the linkage program did that for me. Just like in prison with the PCAP. So like, I don't know, in the past year and a half, I was in the Ann Arbor Art Fair. We did there's an art thing in Lansing in that. Did another show down in Detroit, which was really cool. And then, man, I don't know, there's more. Like I'm promoted in a way. I have a team behind me that helps me do art because it's better than what I was doing, and that's phenomenal. That value is like insane. And there's something I really wanted to say, so I have to look at my notes. Because I thought I was gonna be at podium and I could cheat. But I'm new to all this. So, oh yeah. So like even now, like linkage is growing, and now we are all being provided with the opportunity to like define ourselves as a community and build rules and structure for growth and movement, which is phenomenal. Like things that I never thought I would be involved with. And I'm really baseline, like I'm not even in it. But I could be if I went to the Zoom meetings. And so I go to a couple. But my point is that the opportunity is there, and like there are people looking at us in a way that I've never been looked at before. I came from a great family. I was raised right. You know, I went to school here. But I just got into some bad stuff. And art has made things better for me. So like I'm totally grateful for this stuff. Like this blows my mind every time. So it's a total honor to be here. And I'm sorry last year I was the weirdo with the hood on, the mask. But, you know, like I said, things pass and it gets better. So I don't know what else to say, but thanks a lot. And these guys said like way better, because where they're at now, I couldn't do that. But now I can, so what's up?
Well, that brings us to the end of our planned program. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's give another round of applause to the Out of the Blue Choir, to our speakers, to the artists who are in the show this year. The 29th annual exhibition of artists in Michigan prisons will be open for the next 2 weeks through April 1st. We have a number of wonderful public events coming up over the next couple of weeks. I want to highlight and encourage you all to meet me back here on Sunday afternoon. We will have an artist talk, a panel of artists talking about their creative practice, the work that they did in prison, the work they're doing now. We will also have the launch event for the 17th volume of the Michigan Review of Prisoner Creative Writing. We will welcome some of the writers who are published in that volume who've come home and will be able to read their work for you all right here in this auditorium. So thank you again. Please find your way back to the gallery to see the incredible art that is on display, to purchase a piece, and I hope to see many of you at events over the next 2 weeks. Thank you all so much and have a lovely evening.